It's Goldman Diaries. I unlocked the door with shaking hands. 2 weeks since the funeral. Still didn't feel real. I climbed the narrow staircase to the attic. I opened the closet. And there, in the far back corner, behind old tablecloths and a broken lamp, was a box. I sat on the floor, untied it. Inside, letters. The first one began, "My dear Emma." I froze. Emma? I read the rest. Fast. My heart was pounding. I was 17. I was scared. They told me no one would forgive me if I kept you. They said it would ruin the family name. I've missed you every day. Forgive me. My breath caught. She had a daughter? I looked at the other letters. Some were older, some newer, all signed, Eleanor, my grandmother. And under the last letter, a small velvet pouch. Inside it, a ring, thin band, a stone in the center, and an engraving I couldn't quite read. I stared at it for a long time. Everything I thought I knew about her cracked. Why didn't anyone ever say anything? Why didn't my mother say anything? Who is Emma? And why was she erased like she never existed? I held the ring in my hand. And in that moment, I knew. This was the start of something I couldn't ignore. Something buried. And I had just pulled the first thread. I got home late. Didn't even take my coat off. The dining table was still set. Leftover chicken. Half a glass of wine. She was in the kitchen, wiping the counter like it had personally offended her. I placed the letters down, right in front of her. I found these. In Grandma's attic. She didn't look up. Who is Emma? Silence. Then she picked up the top letter. Read maybe 3 lines. Her eyes snapped to mine. Where did you get this? I told you. In her house. Who is she? She didn't answer. Just held the paper like it burned. Then, this isn't your concern. Give them to me. All of them. Now. I stared at her. She had a daughter. Before you. You knew. That was a long time ago. She made a choice. And so did I. A choice to lie to everyone. She stepped closer. Her voice dropped. Sharp. Final. We don't dig into the past. We protect what we have. That's how it's always been. I couldn't believe it. She wasn't even shocked. Just angry, I found out. Her whole face locked. Like a vault. Give me the letters, Sarah. I mean it. I didn't move. I picked them up. Held them tight to my chest. Walked past her. To my room. Closed the door. My hands were shaking. I heard her outside the door. Just standing there. She didn't knock. Didn't speak. This wasn't about the past. It was about control. And fear. And for the first time in my life, I saw her not as my mother, but as a stranger with too many secrets. And I wasn't giving them back. She didn't scream. She smiled. That was worse. Where were you today? Just at Grandma's shop. Again? Every question, sweet on the outside, sharp underneath. She was tracking me. I lied. I lied a lot. About how long I stayed. About what I did. The truth? I checked the box. Still there, under the blanket, back of the drawer. Untouched. But not safe. That night, I brought some of the letters home. Hid them deep in my closet. Not because I was scared of losing them. Because I knew she'd come looking. The house felt split in two. Her side. Mine. Dinner was quiet. She asked about my day. I mumbled answers. She smiled. I didn't. Every time she looked at me, I felt it. Like she knew. Like she was waiting for me to slip. At night, I locked my door. Turned off the lights. Sat on the floor. Opened the letter again. The one that started it all. Forgive me, Emma. I was young and scared. I whispered the words. And then, out loud, without thinking, I will find her. Not a question. Not a hope. A decision. Even if it rips everything apart. Even if it means lying to my own mother. That was the moment. I crossed the line. I lied. I hid. I left early. Before she woke up. No words. No sound. Just my keys in hand. The shop was dark. Cold. I didn't turn on the lights. Straight to the attic. Box still where I left it. Letters untouched. I sat down. Took out the pouch. The ring was there too. But this time, I looked closer. Turned it. Tilted it toward the light. Something was inside the band. Tiny letters. I opened the drawer. Found Grandma's old magnifying glass. Held it up. 3 words. To my daughter Emma. I stopped. My stomach dropped. I had touched it before. But I didn't know what it was. Now I did. It was hers. I started going through the letters again. Slowly. Looking for anything I'd missed. One envelope slipped out from between two others. Heavier. Sealed. On the front. For Emma. I opened it. One short letter. Her handwriting. Clear. Sharp. Steady. This ring belonged to my mother. It should be with you. Forgive me, my daughter. I always thought of you. At the bottom, an address. Pennsylvania. I stared at it. She kept this hidden for decades. And no one told me. Not Mom. Not anyone. But this letter wasn't meant to be forgotten. I didn't tell anyone I was leaving. No texts. No notes. I just got in the car and drove. 5 hours. Straight through. The town was small. Quiet. The house was at the edge, one floor, faded shutters, a porch with potted plants. I stopped at the gate. There she was. A woman in her 50s. Short gray hair. Apron with paint stains. Hands wiping something on a rag. She looked up. Our eyes met. I walked closer. Emma? She froze. Didn't answer right away. Then, yes. Her voice was calm, guarded, but her eyes full of questions. I took a breath. I'm Sarah, Eleanor's granddaughter. Silence. She didn't move, just stared. Then she blinked fast. Her mouth opened like she wanted to say something. Nothing came out. She stepped aside, opened the door. Come in. The inside smelled like wood, paint, varnish. Furniture parts everywhere. Tools. Old chairs. A rocking horse in the corner. She boiled water. Made tea. We sat on the back terrace. I handed her the first letter. She unfolded it slowly. Her hands trembled. Eyes moved over each line. Then she started crying. No sound. Just tears falling onto the page. She didn't wipe them. Just kept reading. I waited. Quiet. I didn't know what to say. Then I gave her the second envelope. The one that said, for Emma. The ring was inside. She opened it carefully, held it in her hand, looked at the stone, ran her finger over the engraving. To my daughter Emma. She didn't speak, just nodded. Then she looked at me. Thank you. That's all she said. But it was enough. We sat in silence after that. The wind moved through the trees. She didn't ask why I came. I didn't explain. I came back late. Long drive. No music. Just silence. The house was dark, except for the kitchen light. She was waiting, leaning against the counter. No hello. No smile. Just one question. Where were you? I didn't hesitate. With Emma. I gave her grandma's letters. Silence. Then her whole face changed. Color drained. Are you insane? Do you even understand what you've done? She stepped forward. Her voice wasn't loud. It was sharp. Cutting. You had no right. That part of her life was over. It was buried. I didn't move. Didn't flinch. You knew. All this time. You knew about her. She stared at me. Then turned away. I was a teenager. I overheard something. I asked. They said to forget. So I did. She walked to the sink. Gripped the edge with both hands. We built a life. We kept it together. You're about to ruin all of it. I didn't speak. If she shows up, if she claims anything, we could lose the shop. Do you understand that? Her voice cracked. Just once. That store is all we have left of her. I finally looked at her. Really looked. She was your sister. And you chose silence. She turned back to me. Don't go back there. Don't talk to her again. Just let it die. Like we all did. I didn't answer. I just walked past her. To my room. Closed the door. The next morning, she didn't say a word. No good morning. No coffee. Just silence. She stayed in the kitchen. I stayed in my room. At dinner, she finally spoke. If you keep going like this, forget about the shop. That's all she said. No emotion. Just threat disguised as logic. I didn't answer. I cleared my plate. Went back upstairs. I stood in my room for a while. Looked at the shelf. The picture of Grandma. The folded scarf she always wore. Then I opened my closet. Pulled out the suitcase. Started packing. Clothes. Laptop. The letters. No drama. No noise. Just movement. It felt calm. Too calm. 10 minutes later, I heard the door open. She stepped in. Saw the suitcase. Stopped. Are you serious? I nodded. Yes. She stared. You're leaving? For her? I zipped the bag. I'm not leaving for her. I'm leaving because I can't live in a house where truth is treated like a threat. That woman, you just met her. She's not a stranger to me. And she's not to you either. She didn't reply. Just turned around. Walked out. No hug. No, don't go. Nothing. I picked up my bag. Called a cab. 20 minutes later, I was at the station. Bought a one-way ticket. The train was almost empty. Window seat. Sunset in the glass. I didn't cry. I didn't text anyone. I just sat there. One stop at a time. Closer to Emma. Farther from everything else. We were sitting in the kitchen. I told her about Grandma's antique store. Emma smiled. Quiet. Almost sad. She loved it more than anything, I said. Emma nodded. I looked at her. What if we started our own? She froze. You mean, a shop? Yeah, you and me. She let out a breath. That sounds impossible. Why? Because I don't have that kind of money, Sarah. I didn't answer right away. My eyes landed on the small box on the shelf. The ring. I hesitated. Then, have you ever wondered what it's worth? She turned to me. It's not for sale. Her voice firm. Final. It's the only thing she gave me. But I didn't back off. What if it still stays with you? Just in a different form? She looked at me for a long moment. Then slowly opened the box. Took the ring out. Turned it in her fingers. We got in the car. Downtown. Small shop. Familiar face, Lewis. Emma handed it over. His fingers were careful. He studied the band, the stone, the engraving. Silence. Then he looked up. 30s. White gold. Rare stone. Hand-cut letters. This isn't just valuable. It's history. You put this in the right auction, it'll bring a serious number. Emma didn't say a word. 2 weeks later, the ring was sold at an auction. That money was enough to open their own store. A renovated space in the center of town. High ceilings. White walls. Huge windows. We stood inside for 5 minutes without saying a word. It just felt right. We signed the lease that day. Paid 3 months ahead. Next morning, we started moving in. Workbenches. Tools. Upholstery fabric. Emma brought her sander and brushes. I brought my laptop, paint samples, and tape measures. We cleaned. Set up. Organized. Didn't even stop for lunch. We printed a vinyl sign. Emma and Sarah, Antique Workshop. Hung it above the glass door. Then we launched the Instagram. First post, an armchair we restored together. Split screen. Before and after. That night, 3 messages. Do you take custom orders? I have a desk from the 60s. Can you look at it? Next day, more messages. Then someone came in person. A woman, holding a small cabinet. Paint chipped. Handle missing. She said, "It was my grandma's. I don't want it thrown out." We took it. Refinished it. Delivered it ourselves. She cried. A week later, 5 more orders. Then 10. Then we had to start a waiting list. We didn't expect it. People weren't just bringing in old furniture. They were bringing memory. And we gave it back, stronger. The day was almost over. We worked in silence. Calm, steady. The kind of silence that felt earned. Then a headlights. A car turned into the lot. Slow. Careful. I stepped outside. My heart stopped. It was her. My mother. She got out. In her hands is that very same box of letters from Grandma, in some kind of frame with a photograph. She walked toward me. No rush. No words yet. She stopped just a few steps away. Held out the frame. I found this in the basement. It belongs with you. She holds out the frame, an old photograph of Grandma, smiling in the garden. I took it. Didn't say anything. She looked around. At the painted furniture. At the open door. I'm sorry I tried to erase it all. I didn't know how to live with it. Emma appeared behind me. Quiet. Still. Mom froze. She didn't speak right away. Just looked. Like she was trying to understand if it was really happening. Then, "Emma, I don't know what to say. You're not a stranger to me. Forgive me, if you can." Emma didn't say anything. She just came over and hugged her sister. I saw tears rolling down my mother's cheek. That's how Grandma's letters helped Mom reconnect with her sister. It's just a shame it happened only after she was gone. How do you like this story? Would you trade your mother's heirloom ring for an antique shop? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe. There are still untold stories ahead.